Hey, Matt Scratch here. So we're just back on actually the same snowy trail that we did our nighttime snowy trail video on. That's the really bad trail that we had gone through. We made it all the way through that one, and this one, there's trees across it up there. Nobody's been down it since we were last here, so we're gonna try and tackle it again, even though it snowed another 4 inches. I've sharpened up the traction rings and I think we can handle it, and I've got a saw to cut the trees out. We made it in from the highway here and without any traction rings on or anything. Got out of view at the highway so nobody would be stopping to ask if we were stuck. And then we got our rings on here, so we're gonna continue on here, and I'm gonna clip this onto the mirror and hopefully get some good footage for you guys. So it's minus 19 Celsius out here, and for you Americans, that was, what did you say it was, babe?
-2, I think.
-2 or 3 in Fahrenheit. So
with a
pretty
wind
cold,
chill.
but it was a lot colder yesterday.
Yeah, with a wind chill of -17 under Fahrenheit.
Yesterday we hit -35 Celsius, which is -31 Fahrenheit, but what that did is dry out the snow really nice. So that should help out here with traction. Floating along. Holy rough. Okay, we're gonna stop right there. We're to the trees here, and we're going to try and cut these trees out of the way here. So there's the trees up there we gotta get out of the way. There's the depth of the snow. It's probably about 8 inches out here. It's not too terrible, but 7-8 inches out here. And when we came down there, it was pretty rough though. There's a lot of big ruts in there. The car was bottoming out a lot. You can see we were just plowing snow with the bottom of the car the whole way, but the rings clawed us along, so. Yeah, it looks like it broke off there when it fell, so we're just gonna have to cut this end of it to get it out of the way. It's quite a sizable tree. I guess here's as good a place as any. Oh, it's a little rotten, so it won't be too bad. Just laying in the snow. Now we just got to fill in the gap between there and the car with something.
What?
I don't know, maybe cable? So we are pretty stuck here. We're bogged out. We're right on the dirt here. So we got a longer winch cable on the super winch here, and we got it hooked to a good tree. So we're gonna try and see what we can do here. I am turning the right way, am I? Oh, it is pulling it. There we go. Now we're good. Lost it there. Oh, this looks deep. Wasn't good. Okay guys, well this isn't very good. We're very deep in the snow here and badly stuck. The car just stopped dead. There's some deep ruts here that we fell into, and the snow's well over a foot deep here. Crusty snow underneath with a soft powder over top. And I'll just show you where we came from here. Pretty brutal. We went over a few big bumps there that didn't sound too healthy, but the car seems fine. It's just to actually get it back out of here is going to be a task. And my wife has work in a couple hours, so she's getting a little annoyed.
Miles to this.
It doesn't look any better ahead?
Look the same.
I just finished digging around the car here, and you can see there's actually like a layer of ice there. And it's like hollow underneath, and the problem is we broke through it. So I don't know, maybe there was water here, something. That's the thing, I've never been out here in the summer, so I don't know. Quite a pickle here. Our best hope right now is to turn around, get going back that way and floor it. Get out of here hopefully. Okay guys, well, kind of a sad update. We left the Neon way back there and we are walking out. My mom's coming to pick us up on the highway. I do have a few buddies lined up who are willing to come try and help me get the car out, and I think they can get back here with their trucks. It's just that none of them can come until much later in the day, probably after dark. I will try to record any such event, and we locked the car up and left it back there, so hopefully it'll be okay. Okay guys, well I do have a friend here with a 4x4 trying to help me. Honestly, he's having a lot of trouble in here. He's almost got stuck already, and we're just too deep in the woods to lose another vehicle, so he's trying to pack down a path so that he can get to me. We did take one pull on it so far, but we broke the rope. We have other ropes, so we're trying to get the truck back up here and hooked up again. My family went home. We all walked out to the highway and had somebody pick us up, and then me and this guy came back here. Okay guys, well, we're back out on the highway here. We did get the car out successfully. It wasn't totally unscathed. We damaged the mirror there. And I also broke the back bumper. Unfortunately, I backed into my friend as he was towing me. He got stuck in a rut, and I got traction at the same time and ended up backing into him. So that wasn't very cool. Luckily, it didn't damage his truck as much as it did the Neon. But there was a little damage to his truck, so I'll have to see what needs to be done there to make that right. And I'm just glad I got my car out. I'm willing to spend a little money to get it back out of a bad situation, of course. And okay guys, well it's the next day after getting the Neon stuck out in the woods there, and I just kind of wanted to sit here and go over what you missed, what I wasn't able to record with the the recovery. That snow heap there is fresh. I just finished plowing the yard, so the car's obviously doing fine mechanically. There's a few cosmetic issues, but basically I didn't want to take up a bunch of my friend's time by adding recording to the mix on the recovery. I just, wanted to get the car out of there. I was stressed about it. I thought I was going to lose the car out there maybe. We were having a heck of a job just getting up to the car in the big 4x4 truck that my friend has, and he's got very good BF Goodrich all-terrain tires on there and everything, but it was just pretty extreme conditions out there. We got hooked up eventually after packing the trail down a bit there, and started pulling. It took quite a bit to get the car out of the hole where it was, but after that I actually pretty well could drive out. He told me about the first 50 feet or so down the trail where it was rough going there, and the biggest challenge in that is the ruts for throwing the two vehicles all over the place. We weren't staying in alignment with each other, and that caused us to actually kiss bumpers at one point there. And when we did that, when we had that impact, I had my head out the door here, and I'm very thankful that this pillar here has this nice soft rubber on it, because my head hit that really hard and kind of knocked a sense out of me for a minute, if I had any to start with. And so I was just really happy that wasn't worse than it was. And then my mirror, of course, got messed up. A tree hit it and pulled it forward, and it broke this mounting all up. I've got it held in place with some specialized mirror tape here, so that'll hold it until it warms up enough. And other than that, just the rear bumper here, of course, got cracked up on the corner, and a sensible person would replace it, but I'll probably fix it. So I'll make a video on how to repair a plastic bumper maybe here in the summer. Until then, I'm probably going to put some zip ties in it just to hold it all together. So yeah, my friend's truck was damaged somewhat, unfortunately. I have some time and money to spend getting that fixed up for him. But still, I was just happy to get my car out of the woods. So I've got a friend with the body shop, and I've already contacted him. He's going to get the piece for the front bumper, the lower plastic piece there, and it's painted to match. So he's got to paint that up for me, and then I'm going to install it in my shop here as well. I broke the fog light, and I ruined his bumper alignment, just tweaked the corner bracket. So I'll have to straighten that up, get it all aligned, get that lower plastic piece on, and so you'll see a video on that coming up here. We also broke my tow strap, and I broke my come along. In fact, if I hadn't have broken my come along, I probably would have stayed out there longer trying to get the car out. But beyond that, no, once we got the car pulled back a bit, I was able to back up to the turnaround spot, turn around, and drive out. So it was all good, and there's no real lasting damage to the car that I can tell. It was pretty rough out there, and the car took a bit of a beating, but it took it like a champ as usual. Certainly wasn't really intending it to be quite that extreme. The trail just got really bad really quick when we were driving there, and I knew we couldn't turn around, so I hammered down and hoped that it would get better ahead, and of course, as you know, it got worse. So we ended up stuck like we did, and we did have a full tank of gas at the time, so we could have stayed with the car, which kind of was my plan, but I got outvoted on that, and we ended up walking back out of there, which it was a pretty cold day to walk a quarter mile on a trail with a foot of snow on it, and we were all shivering pretty good by the time we got back to the highway. But my mom was there really quick to pick us up, so that was nice, and I guess it worked out. But it was a little sketchy. It was a stupid thing to go out there and do that, both for my car and for me and the people that were with me. but I was really trying to make an entertaining video for you guys. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please like it, thumbs up it, share it, whatever. It was not really a fun one for us to make, but looking back on it, it looks like I got some good footage, and you know, things are always better looking back at them than they were at the time. But it was a stressful time, to say the least, and we were all pretty cold and miserable by the time we got home. Anyways, I want to thank everyone for watching and have a happy new year. So I'm just getting my traction rings ready to go for our next off-roading experience here. You can see I'm welding some material on the end of each paddle because they're so beaten down. You can see the other one over here is even worse. And then I'll be grinding these sharp again. So I'll just show you what I'm doing here. So yeah, it doesn't take too long, and then I can just go back over it with the grinder quick and sharpen those up, and we'll be good to go. I've got these traction rings all ready to go again. I've got the paddles all sharpened up here. You can see that profile I got on there. And these paddles here, they're more for surface area, and these ones are to these smaller ones with the fork sharpened in them. That's so they spike into the ice good and give me grip on the ice. And then these paddles here paddle against the snow and give me surface area, so they kind of work together like that. By the way, it's extremely cold out here. It's about -27, which I think is around -23 or something in Fahrenheit. Very, very cold. But I wanted to get this done, and I'm excited to go try them out and see how they work.